and compound eyes form. Long legs and sturdy wings complete the transformation. In 2 weeks, Dana's granddaughter has remodeled herself into a butterfly. But she will be different. A super butterfly, destined to live 8 times longer and fly much farther than her mother and grandmother. She warms her virgin wings, covered with over 1 million scales. These wings will take her on a flight to a secret winter home. The angle of the sun is getting lower in the sky. The days are shorter and colder. She senses these signals. It's time to fly south. After negotiating city skyscrapers, the next obstacle for Dana's granddaughter is the wide open water of the Great Lakes. There will be many more challenges on her epic journey to a place she has never known.
For years, we charted the different flight paths of the monarchs. A curious pattern began to emerge. Most of these monarchs were flying southwest into Texas, but that would mean they were all gathering there unnoticed. How on earth could that be? Well, there was one way to find out. We moved our research to Texas for the winter of 1970, and during every spare moment, Nora and I were on the road. Traveling more than 14,000 miles, we searched high and low for large gatherings of monarchs. But it wasn't to be. We found none. Despite spending 2 decades tagging with all those good people helping us, I still had no evidence of the missing monarchs. It was like a butterfly black hole.
To make her extra-long journey, Dana's granddaughter builds up fat and conserves her energy. She will not mate, and she will catch free rides on the winds, sometimes flying a mile high. Monarchs are beautifully evolved navigators. Their DNA reveals clues about their exceptional ability to migrate so accurately. The multi-purpose antennae constantly track time and the position of the sun. They feed a stream of signals to her brain. Tiny hairs on her head gauge the wind. Her super-sensitive eyes see light waves and colors far beyond ours. As the sun moves across the sky, and she keeps time, like an insect GPS, she fine-tunes her flight path. She smells with her antennae, and she tastes with her feet, detecting the nectar she needs each night to refuel. These adaptations, and some we have yet to discover, make the monarch a master of migration.
Back in Canada, we received a letter that changed everything.
Nora, dear, I think we may have something.
Dear Dr. Urquhart, I read with interest your article on the monarch butterflies in my local paper in Mexico City. It occurred to me that I might be of some help. When driving through the Sierra Madre Occidental Mountain Range, about 120 miles due west of Mexico City, I came across wet and tattered monarchs that had been brought down in a rainstorm.
The letter was from Ken Brugger, an American inventor working in Mexico. On his way to meet his girlfriend, he had come across something he wasn't expecting. After this encounter, Ken responded to an article Nora had placed in a Mexican newspaper, asking for help. Romance had blossomed for Ken. He married Catalina Aguado. As a girl, she was enchanted by small groups of monarchs flying and resting along the cool riverside. They were the ideal team, so we hired them.
Catalina! There you go, love.
Now we had 2 citizen scientists in Mexico.
Yep, watch your foot.
Rumors spread that Ken and Catalina were looking for rare minerals or hidden treasure.
Hola.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Qué andan haciendo por acá?
Catalina, we all good here?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Venimos buscando las mariposas monarcas. ¿Saben dónde viven?
No.
¿No las han visto?
No.
¿Tú? Para que luego me avisen si las ven, ¿ok? Bueno, ¿tú? Gracias.
After 2 years of dead ends, Catalina deciphers a clue to where the monarchs might be gathering. Early November is the Day of the Dead festival, El Día de los Muertos. It is the time to honor departed loved ones. In the states of Mexico and Michoacan, monarchs drift through the cemeteries. Folklore embraces them as the returning souls of children.
Ken.
For Catalina, her childhood memories take on a new significance. Did the flight of the butterflies point the way? Early one winter morning in 1975, Ken and Catalina set out for the mountaintop of Cerro Pelon.
Freddie? Freddie? Honey? Are you all right?
They found them. Ken and Catalina have found the monarchs.
That's wonderful.
High up in the mountains. Millions of them.
It was marvelous to learn about so many butterflies. But I still had no proof that those millions had migrated from the north.
That September, in the northern state of Minnesota, Jim Street and Dean Bowen, with their teacher, Mr. Gilbert, carefully log tag PS 397. Every autumn, the super butterflies head south in the millions. Dana's granddaughter is flying from the Great Lakes to Texas. With extraordinary aim, she will funnel across the Rio Grande into Mexico. Her target is a few forested peaks amongst thousands. When she arrives, this tiny creature will have completed one of the longest migrations on Earth. This is the mountainside that offered sanctuary to her great-grandmother exactly 1 year before. It is the perfect place. Far enough south for the sun's warmth, yet at 10,000 feet, it's cool in the evergreen forest, with just the right amount of moisture. In this fragile microclimate, Dana's granddaughter will slow down, clustering for warmth and protection, and living off her fat reserves until spring. Yet even here, Dana's granddaughter will face challenges. Many of the trees have been cut down. And as the climate changes, the combination of cold and wet storms kills millions.